there's a global growing awareness that the quality of our drinking water is being compromised by the introduction of certain contaminants along the lines of pharmaceuticals, endocrine-disrupting chemicals, agricultural runoff. These chemicals have been posing a problem because they are a lot different than other types of chemicals that are a lot harder to remove from water. And we're having a difficult time. The concentrations are going up and they're affecting people's health and longevity. So we are Chemica Technologies. We are a material science company that our expertise is creating solutions to difficult separation problems. We have our founder and president, we have two founders, and combined they have over 50 years experience in separation technologies. Our founder is very well experienced in adsorbents as well as molecular recognition. We have other members of our team that we brought on through consulting arrangements, and right now we are focused. Right now we're focused on the rapid adsorbent for the difficult contaminants. That's our top priority right now, and we're looking at some licensing after we've got some pilot data with some customers. We're also seeking some additional team members to round out our team and help us move forward with our licensing model. So the problem today is that no matter where people are getting their water, whether it's well water or city water, there are certain contaminants that are in there that really shouldn't be. For well water users, their wells are not regulated, and they have to test the wells themselves, and they have to pay for any treatment of the water that if they find anything in there. The tests are quite expensive. They can run thousands of dollars to get a comprehensive test. So oftentimes well water users don't really even know exactly what's in their well water. For city users, most everything is taken out, but right now with the chloride disinfection methods, we're ending up with a lot of disinfection byproducts, which are very, very unhealthy. And after several months and months and years, even at low level exposure, we're seeing health effects and longevity effects on the population. So our solution, what we've developed is an adsorbent that removes a broad range of contaminants, non-volatile and volatile organics, as well as some inorganics, including arsenic, lead, mercury, cadmium. It works similar to a magnet in that it pulls the contaminants out of the solution through chemical bonding properties, and it holds very tightly to those chemicals. This can be just acts very quickly. We've compared it to typical adsorbents such as granular activated carbon, and we've seen about a 10 to 20 times more rapid absorption process, and it removes to the limit of detection or well below the EPA level that we would want at maximum level. This would be a commercial product where somebody could purchase it at Amazon or Home Depot. And some of the benefits of our technology is that there's no loss of water like there is with reverse osmosis, which is a popular, kind of under the sink or whole house treatment. Typical efficiencies for that type of product are 17 to 50%, which means that 50 to 83% of your water is just basically going down the drain. There's no granules, there's no fragile membranes, so it's very easy to deal with. And replace cartridges. It can be a whole house type of application where you might have it in your garage, or it can be point of use where you might have it on an individual sink in your home. Like I said before, 10 to 20 times faster than Brita type adsorbents that people kind of typically have in their pitchers or on their faucets, and going to cost about half of what people are paying now for whole house. If they wanted a whole house version, ours would cost about half less. So our initial market is going to be well water users, And there's over 20 million households in this country that rely on well water for their drinking needs, and about 3.5 million of those are middle-class families that they own the home that they live in, and so we are targeting this group first because they are tend to be a lot more educated about water quality because of owning a well. They tend to already have a water system in place, and they know the costs associated with it. They're familiar with that kind of a cost structure, and they're willing to pay a little bit of money to keep their families safe. We are going to pick a small population in the rural Portland metro area, people who are on well water, but they're still, kind of in the cities, middle class families that fit that criteria. So our revenue model is to do the pilot study, and with that small group of customers, kind of work with them in a pilot study, and then get them to sort of sign on with the product, and then use that data to attract the licensees. So our overall revenue model will come from licensing. We're seeking out filtration technology companies that already have a strong presence in the residential drinking water treatment market, and we like the ones that have like a broader market presence because there are additional applications for this technology outside of residential drinking water. You can go into the municipalities, you can go into a lot of different pharmaceutical type applications as well. So bigger companies with large market pull, and we're estimating that we can get about $250 to $300K upfront, and then once our licensees reach about 2,000 units, we can expect about $1 million in revenue per year at a 5% licensing rate. So go ahead, please. So our current team, there's 3 core members. There's myself, our president and founder, Dr. Tsukamoto, and we have a legal member on our team as well. Right now, we have just kept the team small to keep the business sustainable. We have a small technical team that we keep on staff, but we rely on a large base of over 20 technical and scientific advisors to fill in any knowledge gaps that we encounter during our projects. And we also have some business advisors that have been very helpful along the way. So we are looking for product development and also business development key members to come on, and that of course will require some funding to recruit and hire those people. Next, please. So our milestones for the next 18 months, we'd like to initiate a pilot study as well as start getting some recruiting going on for the business development and product development team members. We need to get NSF 61 certification, that's the National Sanitation Foundation, which will allow us to gain our first customers in the drinking water application. The production is, we'd like to do a little bit of scaled up production just to sort of demonstrate to the licensees, where the cost advantages might be. And we have about $50,000 already coming in from founders, looking at a $75,000 grant from EPA or NSF, depending on which one we get, and then we'll be seeking future angel funding once we can show customer interest in our product. So financially, we're looking at relying on founder funding and hopefully some angel funding. We won't really have positive revenues until we get our licensing, upfront licensing, and then we'll be able to have some positive revenues and have a little bit more growth and attract some licensees into the picture. Thank you. I'd be happy to take your questions.
Okay, 9 minutes and 30